What's going on, guys? It's Snooze603, and today we're going to discuss all the information that was released yesterday at Gamescom. I think that's what it's called, at any rate. And what DICE revealed so far as some more information on Armored Kill. Not a whole lot, but just some screenshots. We can kind of talk about what can we expect to see, Aftermath, and more importantly, BF3 Premium Edition. So, before we get too far into it, this is not a breakdown in the traditional sense. I'm going to take a different spin on it, and I'm just really going to focus on Battlefield 3 Premium Edition, because to me, I think that was the biggest news that came out of all this information that was dropped to us yesterday. As far as Armored Kill and Aftermath goes, again, nothing really earth-shattering by any means that was dropped yesterday. Just some screenshots, some good gameplay footage, so we get an idea of what to expect from it. So we'll lightly touch upon that, but for the most part, it's been talked about and regurgitated to you guys so much. I'd still like to give you my opinion on it, but that's not the main focus of this video. What I really want to talk about, again, is Battlefield 3 Premium Edition. So, jumping into that, what this is, first off, it's set to release sometime in September, and it's going to be $69.99. That's US, so I don't know what that translates to for Euro and all that jazz. Included in this is Battlefield 3 the game, Battlefield 3 Premium, and a multiplayer head start kit. And what that means is this kit will include immediate unlocks for certain weapons and vehicle upgrades. I've heard, from what I could see from, kind of like a general feel from the community today, was some people were kind of bent out of shape about this. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that feeling. I actually think, one, not only is this an incredibly smart move on DICE's part from a business standpoint, but it's also an incredibly smart move on their point to further, grow the community for Battlefield. Further grow their customer base. There's no, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Call of Duty is still pulling in more players on a daily basis than Battlefield 3. I fully believe that Battlefield 3 is a better game, but that's just my opinion. So, it is what it is. Take it for what it's worth. I know there are a lot of people that still prefer the your standard arcade shooter that is Call of Duty, and that's fine. Whatever rocks your boat, man. Would that be whatever floats your boat? I'm a fisherman. I should know this. I don't really care that much. Me personally, I could not think of a better way to get people involved in Battlefield 3 than this move. Because what it really does is it helps bridge that gap between being a Battlefield 3 noob and a Battlefield 3 veteran. Like, I consider myself a Battlefield 3 veteran. I got the beta and I played that from day one till whatever. I think it was just only a week long. My memory's kind of shady at this point. But I played it the entire time the beta was available, and I got the game midnight release. I've been playing it non-stop since. The downside, well, I can't say that because I'll just get people mad at me. The difference between Call of Duty and Battlefield 3 is Call of Duty has a prestiging system. And that was actually, and it still is, a really, really good thing for Call of Duty. Because what happens is, no one ever just gets stuck all the way at the top, at whatever it is, rank 80, I believe. Where you have every gun unlocked, almost, for the most part, every attachment. I know there are probably a handful of guns that people just won't use out of whatever reason. They just don't like it. And that's fine. But, because of the prestiging system, there's always a large group, or, a large number of the Call of Duty population at any given point that is down at the bottom, Granted, yeah, they may have gone through the prestige a couple of times, but, we all know that as you prestige farther along, you get better weapons. So when you're down as like a rank 10, you don't really have that many options to choose from. You don't have all the attachments to have the optimal loadout to make the gun the most deadly. So that's kind of what is good about Call of Duty, because it gives someone that jumps into it like 6 months after release a fair chance to jump into it. Not everyone's going to have the fucking best of everything already unlocked. That's the downside of Battlefield 3. Like, right now, if you want to jump into this game at this point, good fucking luck, because almost everyone has almost everything unlocked. Not that many people are, low ranks, and it takes a long time to get up to, like, Colonel Superstar 1. It's not like you can just put in 2 days of your time, like you can on Call of Duty, and completely rank up to the rank 80 and have everything unlocked. Granted, there are the purchase shortcuts that you could buy if you so choose, but they're not cheap. I will say that. So, what Battlefield 3 Premium Edition is, it gets you the game, it gets you Battlefield 3 Premium, which is huge because it gets you all of DLCs, which, that alone is worth $75. Over 5 DLCs at $15 a piece. That's a lot of money. So for an extra $10, you get that anyway, plus you get the starter kit. So what that does, and who knows what weapons they'll give you or what kind of attachments, I'm assuming it'll probably be like maybe 2 guns per every kit, where they'll give you everything. You know, we'll say it's like the M16A3 and I don't even know, we'll say the AN94 for the assault class, and then maybe the M4A1 and I don't know, the UMP, no, not the UMP-45. Pick any other, you know, engineer-specific gun. They'll probably, that's my best guess. I didn't see anything that specifies exactly what they're going to be bringing you. That's my best guess, and I would think that's fair. Just only 2 guns out of the 20-some-odd guns per class that you get now. That's a really, really good incentive. So it kind of helps not necessarily level the playing field, but it does to a certain extent. It almost levels the playing field. It just gives you that little nudge to be like, okay, I don't have everything unlocked, but in any class I want to pick, I've got 1 or 2 guns I can choose from where I can set it up any way I want right from the get-go. So it can, you know, more rapidly help you acclimate yourself to the battlefield, you know, the scene, the game itself. And that's huge to me. I really think that's a great idea. No problems whatsoever. I applaud DICE because that it really is a smart decision from a business standpoint, and just to, you know, to help grow that customer base. It's just smart all around. There's no downside to this whatsoever. I know some people are miffed because it's like, well, what the fuck? For an extra $10, I could have gotten, you know, not only the game but a little head start and all the DLC. Like, well, you know what? I mean, it's been 10 months after. Were you really gonna wait 10 months after the game came out when you know you liked it? This is to help people that are on the fence, and I really think that's gonna be huge. So to anyone that's watching this that really hasn't really decided if they want BF3, you could not ask for a better time to pick this game up. I promise you, it's totally worth it. I love it. I think it's great. It's definitely a change of pace from what you're used to for Call of Duty or any other first-person shooter you're out there playing. But I'm telling you, it is awesome. You will be fully immersed into it. You know, while Call of Duty is a different game, there is no doubt whatsoever that Battlefield 3 is far superior in audio and visual quality. I mean, just fucking flat out, hands down, night and day difference between Battlefield and Call of Duty. And I was solely a Call of Duty player before Battlefield 3 came out. And when it came out with MW3, I always said, whatever the best game is, I'm going to play that. Whatever I like better. And it's not even fucking close, in my opinion. Again, my opinion. I know a lot of you guys are not, well, a lot of you guys actually agree with me, but there are some Call of Duty players here that won't take too kindly that, but, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It's just my opinion. So, with all that being said, just want to touch lightly upon Armored Kill. So, Armored Kill will be releasing on September 4th for PS3 Premium players. Other dates announced were the 11th for North America and the 14th for Europe, which I'm assuming must be for Xbox and PC Premium release dates. Based on those dates, we can expect the full release for all non-premium members to be right around September 25th, because they did say previously that premium players would get it 2 weeks prior to non-premium players. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. It's a pretty safe guess. We'll say end of September if you don't have premium for all platforms. And then finally, Aftermath will come in December, and Endgame will come in March of 2013. So that kind of ties into people, you know, complaining about, oh, they're already talking about Battlefield 4 beta. Dude, Endgame DLC doesn't even come till March of 2013. BF3 will have been out for a year and a half when they're still releasing DLC. That to me is fucking awesome. I mean, they're in this for the long haul. Most other games, I mean, Call of Duty's, what, they've got to be done now because the next Call of Duty title is coming out. So milk MW3 for all you've got, because as soon as Black Ops 2 drops, you guys aren't going to get shit for support with this game. And just to touch lastly and lightly on Aftermath, it's pretty much speculation, but, you know, from what I can see, it looks exactly what I thought. It looks just like Back to Karkin, only buildings are a little taller, and I think it's just going to have a lot more focus on vertical gameplay, which is neither good nor bad. I just think it is what it is. I will say there could be a downside. Vertical gameplay does tend to make players camp a little harder. So, you know, anyone that's played Squad Deathmatch on Scene Crossing, that middle building, yeah, they camp that hard. But nothing that a well-placed tank shell or RPG or grenade can't do anything about, you know? So, it is what it is. We've already covered that before, and everyone else has. I just wanted to really talk about BF3 Premium because I think it's really great. Again, if you're on the fence about it, don't be. This is your best opportunity. You will not get any better than this for you to jump into Battlefield 3. Anyways, I really appreciate if you guys would leave a like or dislike depending on how you felt about the video. Drop some comments, let me know what you think about all this, and we'll catch you guys later.